Good afternoon, everyone. Like all of you, everywhere I turn, I am seeing AI tools. There is a wave of generative AI tools now available. And that's why today I wanted to talk about how can manufacturers tap into these tools? Because when they do, this is how the brands, the manufacturers that start to use the AI tools will be able to stand out from their competition. They'll be able to utilize everything these tools have to offer in a way that will help their business grow on a direct path that achieves their goals. Now, I read a statistic the other day. It was from Harvard Business Review. And Business Review estimates that AI will add 13 trillion dollars to the global economy over the next decade. 13 trillion dollars. So this is something we have to start looking into now. And if you're a manufacturer, this is the perfect time. You have to sit back and you have to think to yourself, what would we want these AI tools to do for us? Once you can get an idea of what you want these AI tools to do for you, you can start to look at which the tools that are out there, because there are many of them, which one would be most appropriate for you. Today, I wanted to give an overview of what some of these AI tools can do, give you some examples of companies I've already started to look at, also give you some warnings so that you can just start thinking about this whole topic and how you can get it implemented. Now, some of you, I just want to be clear, AI is artificial intelligence. We're talking about generative tools that analyze information. So you give it a prompt and it gives you information back. One of the biggest ones all of us have been hearing about is ChatGPT. And that's generative program transformer. And what that's all about is it generates a response. It's been programmed with all this information as of September 2021. And the transformer is the big, huge network that brings it all together to give us a response. It can be simple things. When you go into ChatGPT, it could be, what would be a great thing for me to have for dinner? It will give you a response like that. Or I want to go on a Caribbean vacation in September. Where should I go? It will give you a response for that. Of course, those are simple and elementary things to ask it. But as a manufacturer, think about it. Think about the things you could start to ask these AI tools to get an answer. You can use these AI tools across every single department within your organization. You can use it in sales. You can use it in customer service. You can use it in engineering. You can use it in marketing. You can use it at the executive level, helping you make a decision. Talking to it about a potential project you have coming up. Is it worth doing? Do you think people would be interested in that project? Is this an item people really are going to buy? There is so much that you can start to ask these AI tools, but this is why you have to figure out, what do you want these tools to do? There's so many out there right now, and they do overlap, and some of them don't fit your specific needs. And so you have to look at it, because this is a very fast-paced world we're living in right now. And for manufacturers to stay above the curve, it is crucial that you start to use these AI tools, because they're going to help you kind of streamline your manufacturing process and optimize your production to be as cost-effective as possible, eliminating downtime, analyzing products coming up. Will people be interested? Will they not? being able to set up chatbots that can talk to customers or prospects coming in, answering their questions, giving them details about your products. So you can use it for chatbots. What is interesting about this is as you start to use any of these AI tools or automated tools, what I always say to clients is, you know what? Think of it as another employee, but this is an employee that is there 24/7, 365 days a year. And that sounds great. I know you're probably like, yes, yes, sign me up. There's a warning at the end. So make sure you stay to the end because don't get too excited because you have to understand if it's too good to be true, it probably is. But AI is a great tool, but there's things you've got to be careful about. Now, as I mentioned, you can give it a wealth of information about manufacturing, about your product, about your company, so that it can generate a response that's specific to you. Now, with ChatGPT, let's say you're using it for your marketing or you have a product description. You're able to put things into ChatGPT. You can ask it, can you review this? Does this sound professional? Does this answer the pain point our client is having? And tell them what that pain point is. Does this encourage the individual to seek more information? You have to keep feeding it information and asking it questions and prompts so that you can get that really fine-tuned information that's specific to your brand, to you. That's really, I'm already telling you one of my warning signs, but that's a warning. You don't want to just use all the AI tools and be generic. You have to make sure that you are prompting these AI tools, giving it information about your company, about your brand, about your history, about your prospects, anything that will help it give back at a response that is more specific to your company so that you can stand above your competition. Otherwise, if you just go in and use a generic response, then everyone's going to use that response and you're not going to stand out. If anything, you're going to just kind of seep back into the field with everybody else. And we don't want that because right now it's about empowering manufacturers to use these tools to stand out from their competition. But it takes time and it takes learning on how to facilitate that, how to give information into it so that you can get a better response. So manufacturers can use ChatGPT for, like I said, any type of content writing. If you want to write a blog post, or you have an email, or you want a product description. One of my favorite ways to use it is I write it myself in my words with our specific details. I'll copy it and then I'll paste it in ChatGPT and I'll ask it a question saying, does this make them take action? Does this sound like a professional note to manufacturers in blah, 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 blah field, whatever you want to put there? You know, because every industry is different. So you want to make sure that if you're a manufacturer, you don't want to be generic to all manufacturers if you're only in the metalworking space or only in the pharmaceutical space. You want the responses to be talking directly to those people. So ChatGPT can do that. It can review content. You can ask it questions. It can give it back. You can ask it ideas. What are people talking about in my field? You can also go and you can ask it, so we have this product, what do you think? But with ChatGPT, what you have to be careful with is all the information that's in there right now is as of September 2021. So if you're looking for any insights of something that happened after that, it's not going to have it. So that's kind of one of my warnings already that I'm telling you about. But you still have to stay to the end because there's others that you'll want to hear about, especially if you are a manufacturer. And that's where at the end, I'm also going to talk about some of the AI tools I have already been snooping around and checking out. But ChatGPT can be used for that. What is very fascinating now in the manufacturing space is there's AI tools that are being set up that can help you monitor your equipment, the productivity of the equipment. How often does it break down? How cost effective is it? Think about that. If you could really figure out how often your machine breaks down, you would be ready for it. It wouldn't be that, oh, a machine breaks down. Oh my gosh, we're dead in the water for 2 weeks until we get that part in or until we get another piece of equipment. No, you'll be able to do that analysis of understanding your equipment so you'll know when it is going down. You'll be ready for it. And you won't have to skip a beat. There won't be any downtime, and your productivity will be able to continue. Think about it. You have everyone on the floor ready to go. You don't want to waste that time and energy you have there on the floor. You want to keep it productive and moving. So these are the interesting things that are coming up in the manufacturing space. Because of that, and because I find this so fascinating in this space, I want to talk about 4 different tools I have been looking into. The first one is a company called Contentware. Now, this is more of an AI marketing platform, and it's fascinating within minutes. So if you've got a URL for a video, or you do a podcast, or you have a webinar that you've taped, you're able to take that URL, put it right into their software. It generates an email, several social media posts, and other pieces of content. The social media posts can get scheduled right away into your social media platform. So within like 15 minutes of putting in that URL, you get all this great content and it's scheduled out. And there's 2 great things about that. One, it really helps you create that nice consistency. Email here, social post, or social post, email, social post, but you get it. It's nice, consistent messaging. That's where you really start to build those relationships. And then people start to trust your brand. All right. I have to give you a warning here, though. Warning, though, is even though it calculates and gets it all set for you within a matter of minutes, you've got to review them. You've got to make sure that the social posts sound like you. For instance, I was using an AI tool the other day. I put in, I think I put, maybe I even put manufacture. No, I don't think I used it for that. But I put it into an AI tool and it came back with a description with tons of emojis all over the place, like muscle arms, rockets, stars. That's not our brand. That's not World Innovators. So we had to go through and make sure we eliminated all those emojis. We also had to change some wording around. If they create any wording where it's like, hey, dude, you interested in, that's not me. They had to take that out. It has to sound like your brand. And then also anything that it generates, you have to make sure it's correct. Because I will tell you, these AI tools are great, but they're not always accurate. So you've got to review the information that it generates. The other platform I looked into, and this is a new one, so I would just want to make sure I say it right, Data IQ. And that's DATAIKU. And that is a data platform on machine learning. That platform is great also with even content ideas, forecasting, product suggestions. But again, remember, it's the quality of data you put in. If you put garbage data in, you're getting garbage out. So it's about putting in quality data and then gathering it and getting suggestions that are of the same quality. So that's important to put in there. The third platform is called Data Robot. Now, this is the one that is really about manufacturers understanding, the downtime, productivity, optimization of the operating costs. And this platform is great for data scientists and engineers. They want to see all that information so that they can always be as productive and cost effective as possible. The fourth platform is vidIQ. Now, this is a platform I've been fiddling with in order to grow our YouTube audience. And it's great because it'll help you generate a title. It can even help you generate a description, the hashtags to use, a script to follow. Again, all of that, wonderful, saves you time. But as I always caution with all these AI tools, use them as a baseline. You want to use them as a baseline, so like they're kind of like your spine, but then you've got to put your personal touch on it, which kind of gives you that rib cage around to hold the whole body up, because it has to be you. It has to be your brand. And if you don't do that, like I said, you're just going to fade back and be in the forest with everybody else. Make it your own. So there is a wave of AI tools, a lot of ways you can use ChatGPT. Manufacturers can use it in a variety of different ways. Like I mentioned, you can use it for your marketing. You can use it for your sales. You can use it for your call centers or customer service. You can use it for your production and productivity and streamlining your costs and even forecasting of what you might foresee in the future. But here are my warnings, and some I've already told you. There's so many AI tools out there. You have to make sure you get AI tools that are specific to your goals of what you're looking for. That's why I mentioned right in the beginning, determine why do you want an AI tool? What do you want it to do? Then find the right tools. Now, some of the tools overlap. So make sure you don't end up buying two tools that almost overlap the whole way. What a waste of money that is. So you want to make sure they're unique. Also, whatever platforms you're on right now, check to see what AI tools they're integrating into the platform you already have. For instance, World Innovators, we're on the HubSpot platform. They've already integrated an AI tool in there. I don't need to look for another marketing platform AI tool because I've already have it in HubSpot. So make sure you don't go buy another AI tool that you're already getting with your pre-existing platforms. 2, like I mentioned, the information is not always correct. You've got to review it. You have to make sure the details are accurate. And also, if it is something that happened more recently, it may not generate the right response because it doesn't know what happened in 2022. Also, make sure what it generates sounds like your brand. It has to sound like your brand because that is how you form relationships that instill trust. People want to work with you more because of your why, not what you do. So they really have to know you, your why, your company's why. And then the other warning is you must have quality data. If you're asking it to forecast or give you a product description or something, put in quality information that it can review to give a good answer on how to proceed. You've got to do that. Oh, I just saw we just got a note in. AI is good, but not everything. ChatGPT does not give you business. It depends on your relationship with a customer and all about trust. I totally agree with that comment because you've got to be careful. And that's why I say your AI tools should be a baseline, and then you can grow out from there. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any comments, please list them below. I would love to answer them. If you have an AI tool you're looking into and want to know my thoughts on it, send it on over. I am very curious about this to see which AI tools fit what type of manufacturers and what role these manufacturers are trying to fill with this AI tool. I hope you all have a great day and look forward to talking to you soon. Bye.